In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the truth about sourdough bread and answer the question, is it healthy or not? And is it something that I should consume on a regular basis or not? So to start, I will tell you, sourdough bread, ancient cultures have used this. A lot of different cultures have done it. And what it is a fermented bread. So you take bread, you take a fermentation starter, which is basically probiotics or good bacteria. They break down a lot of the compounds in the bread. They produce something called postbiotics and a lactic acid-based postbiotic. And so it has a sour flavor to it, and that's why it's called sourdough. So it's got bread, it's also got all the fermentation byproducts to it. And a lot of people out there are making their own sourdough bread. They're purchasing sourdough bread. They're hearing about the benefits of sourdough bread. And I think all of us have enjoyed bread at some point, and the idea of enjoying kind of a homemade fermented bread sounds really delicious and sounds like something that we would really thoroughly enjoy. So let's ask this question. Is it healthy? What's going on with this process? Is it getting rid of the gluten? Because a lot of people ask, is sourdough bread gluten-free? Well, let's look at that. So your typical bread that's out there, whole wheat bread or any sort of bread, usually is somewhere around 100 to 200,000 parts per million. They say the average is about 124,000 parts per million of gluten in a typical serving of bread. With sourdough, because it's fermented, you reduce a lot of that gluten. In fact, a significant amount, reduces it down to roughly about 200 parts per million. So that's a huge reduction, 124,000 to 200, that's huge. Now, to be gluten-free, the FDA says it needs to have less than 20 parts per million. So still a 10-time reduction from where the sourdough bread is. The Gluten-Free Certification Organization, which is really looking after people that have severe allergies to gluten, like people with celiac that have very severe allergies to gluten, very severe sensitivities, they want it less than 10 parts per million. So is sourdough bread, your typical traditional sourdough bread, is that gluten-free? No, it is not. Is it significantly reduced gluten content? Absolutely it is. Now, you can find gluten-free options out there. So it's like a gluten-free sourdough starter. You can find that, but oftentimes they're made out of rice or corn, which a lot of people that have gluten sensitivities also have sensitivities to corn and rice and some of these other grains that are used to produce it. Buckwheat sometimes, sometimes people do well with buckwheat. So you have to look at what else they're using in the certified gluten-free sourdough bread starter and see if your body is able to tolerate that. So it's not gluten-free, but it is significantly reduced. And why is that important? When you take a pretty large bolus of gluten into your system, gluten stimulates a protein called zonulin in your intestines. And zonulin goes up. Zonulin creates more permeability. So it loosens the tight junctions in your gut and creates intestinal permeability where large proteins, bacteria, bacterial end products, things like lipopolysaccharides can now easily get into the bloodstream. And that can drive up inflammation in the body. So we want to avoid large consumptions of gluten. So sourdough bread being a much lower consumption is a lot better for us than your typical bread that's out there. Now, what does sourdough bread have in it? Well, it's got probiotics. We mentioned that the fermentation starter has good bacteria. The good bacteria go in, they're eating the bread, they're taking the fiber from the bread and different carbohydrates, and they're producing something called postbiotics. So they consume it, then they release, basically they're in a sense pooping out B vitamins. There's higher amounts of B vitamins in sourdough bread than your traditional bread. And postbiotics. For example, apple cider vinegar. We hear about all the great results from apple cider vinegar. I'm huge on that. Acetic acid that's in the apple cider vinegar is a postbiotic and it helps reduce inflammation, stabilize your blood sugar. Well, there's also great postbiotics that are in sourdough bread as well that help with blood sugar stabilization. So it helps to stabilize blood sugar. It also helps to improve digestive function. So it helps stimulate stomach acid, bile, pancreatic enzyme function, so you're able to digest your meal more effectively when you consume something like this. On top of that, it also is very good for helping to balance cholesterol, triglyceride levels, improve insulin sensitivity. So there's a lot of good benefits from these postbiotics. You also have fiber in there that can help support your gut microbiome as well. And then it's lower glycemic impact, so it doesn't spike your blood sugar in the same way that your typical bread does. So when you consume bread or really any sort of grain, you have to consider the glycemic index, how quickly your blood sugar will raise, and then how long your blood sugar will stay elevated. We call that glycemic load. So your typical bread has a high glycemic index and a high glycemic load. So it's very bad for our blood sugar, very bad for insulin sensitivity. Whereas sourdough bread, much lower glycemic index and much lower glycemic load. Therefore, your body produces less insulin in order to metabolize it. So that's healthy, that's good, that's a positive thing. So sourdough bread, definitely a lot better than traditional bread. Now, here's the thing. If you're out there and you're dealing with a lot of gut dysfunction, if you're dealing with autoimmune conditions, if you've got chronic inflammatory disease processes in your body, then the gluten-containing compounds in them, in the sourdough bread, as well as the overall carbohydrate load, because there's really not much protein in sourdough bread. It's mostly just carbohydrates that you're consuming, starchy carbohydrates, may not be beneficial for you. Okay, in fact, for some people with autoimmunity, I would recommend a diet that is as little as possible gluten as possible. So I wouldn't recommend sourdough bread. Now, if you're out there and you're healthy, so you're living a healthy lifestyle, you don't have chronic inflammation that you're noticing, you don't have pain, you feel great on a regular basis, great energy, then I do think that consuming some sourdough bread can be a positive element. If it's something you enjoy, then I would say it's a positive thing that you can be doing, and it's not, causing a lot of unwanted health problems. So I think that it certainly can be a component of a healthy lifestyle, but I recommend for people with severe autoimmunity, celiac disease, severe gluten sensitivities, definitely want to avoid sourdough bread, at least until you get your body healthy and more resilient to stress in general. People that are already healthy, living a healthy lifestyle, taking good care of themselves, you can consume some sourdough bread, consume it in moderation, and enjoy it and continue to follow your healthy lifestyle. So that's really the truth about sourdough bread. It definitely can be something that you can use on a healthy lifestyle and a healthy diet. But again, if you're dealing with chronic inflammatory conditions, I recommend a grain-free diet. So that includes even healthier grains like sourdough bread. So you would want to go on a grain-free diet and remove as much of the common food sensitivities and food triggers that drive up inflammation in the system as possible. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this video. Send it to anybody that you know and care about. Send it to people out there that are enjoying sourdough bread so they could really understand the truth. Thank you for joining us. Be blessed.